Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to talk about chord melody, which is something that really scared me for many years. I just felt like I don't have the tools, I don't know how people do it, it's really complicated and I can't do it. Alright, so this is not reality. You can do it, I promise. In the first half of the video, I'm going to show you a really cool trick that I've discovered recently that really solves chord melody. In the second half of the video, I'm going to show a little bit more complex chord melody with really cool voicings. Check it out. When we're learning a song and trying to play chord melody, it's a really good idea to know the melody very clearly and also to know the chords very clearly. Although that sounds obvious, it's not always the case. With this technique here, what we're gonna do is basically play the melody separately, almost like a right hand piano, and then play the chords left hand. I know we're only using our left hand, but basically I'm gonna play the melody and then play the chord after. Now, it sounds like it's not gonna work, but it actually works really well. Check it out. So all I'm doing right now is switching between the melody and the chords, but I'm actually switching. I'm not playing any chord that has the melody note within. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you the melody, I'm gonna show you the chords, we're gonna use only shell voicing. So if you're not clear about that, check out this video. And then we're gonna combine them and mix them so it feels really good when we're switching between the melody and the chords. I'll do it slow and clearly, and then the second half of the video, we're gonna do a more complex video that has really cool voicings. Alright. The song I'm gonna work on is called All of Me. It's in the key of C major. It's a beautiful song, beautiful melody, and it's also important to understand what's happening there harmonically. So we're gonna use a few devices that I will explain as we go along. Alright, let's do it. If you like this kind of content and you're feeling this video, the best way to support me would be by just clicking the like button, maybe dropping a comment telling me which part you like best and what I can do to make it even better, and even sharing it with someone that might dig this chord melody. And there's also the PDF and more information on my Patreon. Thank you. Check this sound. I mean, I know it's just a chord, but it sounds so good. It's just so beautiful. And then the melody. Let's stop here. So I'm starting with the C major 7 shell voicing chord here, and then I'm playing the melody starting from the notes C, G and E. You can also see the chart. Continuing just the melody and then jumping to the shell chord, the E7. Then the same thing, jumping to the melody, finishing that line, and then playing D minor. From the top, 2, 3, 4, chord, chord, melody. You can say chord, another chord, 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 chord. Right, and this is basically the first A of the song. So like you see, if you know the melody and you know the chords, you just need to switch between them in a clear way. Alright, let's do it again, a hair slower. Now E7, going to A7, boom. Resolve, so you're playing the whole line of melody and then D minor, and then E7, if you have time, A minor, D minor, melody, G, chord. So The chords can come in different places. They can come a little before the melody, or between the notes of the melody if you have a break, or after the melody. So the idea is just kind of switching between the chords and the melody in a clear way. Alright, now let's do the second name of the song. So 1, 2, 3, 4. F major 7, F minor 6, E minor, A7. Let's pause here. So what's happening in this second part of the melody, the second ending from the F major 7, so I'm starting from D, playing F major 7 to F minor 6, which is a beautiful chord. This shape is also can use sometimes for diminished, because it's basically a diminished chord with these notes, but I'm thinking about it as F minor 6, so you have the minor and the 6. From here, and the E minor. It's really spelling the chord, so this melody is very much on the chord tone, so it's very, very clearly articulating the chord like you see in this chart. The D minor, A, C, it's really like the 5 and 7 of the chord, and then going to the 13, the E, and then resolving. Let's do it from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, E7, shell chords, A7, just melody, just enjoy that. E7, A minor to D7, D minor, B to G7, E7, A7, D minor. Now the change, F major 7, F minor 6, E minor. I love that part. So why? So, like you see, the trick is really knowing your shell chords really well, so you can jump between them. And I'm not doing anything fancy. And this is gonna work with any song. I mean, if you take Stella by Starlight, literally any song is gonna sound like you're comping, because you are comping. Yes, you're not playing the chord and melody at the same time, but this is a really, really great starting point. What's cool about this technique is that you need to know two elements. You need to know the melody and you need to know your chords. If you only use shell voicing, that's perfect. This is all you need and it's gonna sound great. If you made it till here, it means you are indeed very dedicated. I'm gonna play the chord melody up front right now one time, and then I'm gonna break each part into sections. I'll show you exactly the voicing I'm playing and why I'm using it, what's the logic and how I'm thinking about it, so you can do the same. Let's go. Alright, so this is the framework, this is what we're working with. Now let me explain exactly what I'm doing and how I'm thinking about it. So I'm starting with this kind of idea in C, just major third and some minor third, then a fourth, major third, a fourth, 6, 6, 6, and then a triad, and then some triads. So C major, D minor, E minor, D minor, and then kind of this voicing, which is for me basically C major 7, 9. So or you can just resolve it and try it. I mean, it's nothing crazy, it's really around C major. I'm just using some diads to give it like a little flavor, and then I'm starting the melody. So the first voicing I'm doing is this C major 7, 9, which I super love. This is just a triad here, and then I'm just adding the 9 in the bass. So I'm starting that way, because just playing this is a little dull, I feel, and I didn't want to have the major 7 because it's a little hard, so I wanted this kind of sound, which is very lush to me, which is, yeah, I just love it. So C major 7, and then I did this voicing, which I also love. I kind of just tried to harmonize the melody. So basically C major 7, 9 to this chord, which is also C major 7, 9, first inversion, so the bass is here, so we have this kind of motion. I mean, I guess it jumps lower, but it's the same kind of idea between D to E, so we have that. What I'm doing after? Oh yeah. So then I decided, instead of staying on C and just doing like kind of like the 9, I'm gonna play C augmented. Why? Because it sounds good. So it's that kind of idea. So when you have a C major kind of standing for a while, you can do this line cliche. So this is what I did basically. And then going to the E7. Literally just playing this voicing of E7, kind of drop 3 if you will. And the melody is here, and maybe I did like an open string for a second, but nothing crazy. So from the top, right, and then the augmented, and the melody is on the top here with the 9, and then E, nothing crazy, and then I'm going to A major, just triad, first inversion, so C sharp is on the bass, and I'm playing this. So for a second I'm getting this diminished here because I'm playing the melody, that G here. So I'm moving my finger from this A to the B flat. So and then so basically that part. So from the top, augmented, C augmented to the E7. Open, and then A major, first inversion to this diminish, and then the melody is here on top. And then on this part, I like having this diminish, this flat 9, so I just kind of played an A flat 9, and I really shamelessly just did that. Now it doesn't really make sense, it's not like we have a B flat chord and A flat, but you can do these things, so it's just an approach. So I just did the whole chord like that, and then I went to this A, basically a diminished chord, but this is basically an A flat 9, so this is the shape. So from that part, so what's happening here is that chord, the A7 flat 9, just being kind of moved around to this diminished shape, which is basically meaning it's just an A7 flat 9. And again, I'm grabbing the melody, this is the melody here, and then playing this voicing, which is basically also A7 flat 9, but now the flat 9 is in bass, so it's a very harsh sound, which is very beautiful to me, but it's a strong kind of sound. Check it out. And then just playing good old-fashioned D minor with a suspended, so the sus because the melody is here. So again, what I'm doing is I'm taking voicings that I know and I'm tweaking them a little bit. So I know the melody needs to be here, so I'll just grab this and move it back here. And then I did something like that just to give it a little sound, because it was almost half a bar or something that we have of silence or a bar. So check it out from the top. The augmented, love that part. And then the A major first inversion to the A7 flat 9 to the diminished, which is still A7 flat 9, and another voicing for that. D minor sus to D minor 7, and then now I had the melody was E again and the chord is E, and I'm not playing piano that I can do a lot of things, so I decided to just kind of play on E augmented, and what I did, I played this E augmented here, and then I kind of kept the line there on top, and then I moved my finger here, so there's a little clash there. And then I played E major, literally a triad, and then diminished chords. Why? Because I can. It's the melody, and then going to A minor with a little bass motion. So let's do that part again from the A. E. A minor, and then the D7, just playing a D7 13, nothing crazy. Again, I'm grabbing the melody here. I kind of basically want to play this D7. I'm playing this drop 3, and I'm just grabbing the melody on top, and then playing this voicing, which is basically a D7 9 voicing. It's also the shape of F sharp half diminished, but basically it's a D7 9. We're just getting the 9 with that E here, which is very lush. So from here, let me see if I remember. So D7 13 to the D7 9, and then just melody. G7 flat 13 9. The melody is here, and then another one with the melody on top here. So this is kind of a G7 flat 5. So the same shape, but gives us different tensions. Pretty simple, but super effective. And then second A. The same thing, just copy paste it kinda. I just like that. And then E7, the same thing. Same thing. The diminished section to the D minor, and now the change. Bass here, this is F. Again, you can play the bass here, but it's kind of cool. You can jump if you want. So here for this voicing, I'm playing the F in the bass, and I'm getting the 6, kind of 6 major 7, F 6 major 7, because again the melody is here, so I'm really thinking about the melody. And this is F minor 6. So, and then playing this E minor, and then playing. What I'm basically doing, I'm kind of harming with just perfect fourth these chords over E minor. So I'm really kind of thinking almost modal for a second. It's a very open sound, so I'm kind of thinking in sounds in this area. So E, just perfect fourth, and then going to the A7 and having the melody note on top. So this is A7, 13, 9, and 9 is the melody. And then just playing the melody, D minor, and then doing the same thing with the fourth. So just playing a perfect fourth, which is a little clashy, but it's just a cool sound, to D minor 7, 9, and then G7, 13, flat 9, which is a beautiful voicing, that transition between these two chords. And that's it. Let's do the second A one more time clearly. So C major 7 9 to the C major 7 first inversion 9, to shell chord, C major 7, and then C augmented, get melody on top, thinking about the C augmented, and then E7, good old E7, nothing crazy, to A major first inversion, to that diminish, passing through, keeping that bass here, and then our kind of diminished zone with the A7 flat 9, this diminish to this diminish, D minor sus to D minor 7. Again, simple voicing but super effective. And then the E7 augmented to literally a triad with a diminish going up. So again, I like the contrast between that. There's a triad to this like motion with the diminish and then resolving to A minor with the bass kind of descending. And the D7, the G7 flat 39 to G7 flat 5, and then second A to the C augmented, to the E7, the same thing, the same thing, and now the change, the E minor, the perfect fourth, to the A7, perfect fourth, D minor 7 9, and you can maybe play this one again. For me, whenever I try to do a chord melody or something of that nature, I'll kind of try to make sure I know the melody really well, I know the chords, and I also understand harmonically what's happening there. So making sure that when you're looking at this chart and saying, okay, what key are we in? C major. What is this E7 doing? Oh, it's a secondary dominant. That's the 5 of 6. Got you there. 5 of 6. Then what is that A7 doing there? Oh, A7 is not in the key of C. Okay, so A7 is the 5 of 2. Great. 2, and then again, 5 of 6, going to the actual 6, 5 of 5, because it's D7, again, not in C major, to D minor, G7. So functionally understanding what's going on there so we hear it and tag it more. This is a really helpful way to progress with music. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was interesting and helpful. Let me know what you guys feel about it. I'm curious if it was too much or not enough. Just drop a comment and tell me what you think. And thank you. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.